Right, I got him.
Yeah, here he is.
Hello, Alabar.
Greetings to you, the sun. Should I call you the sun, or do you prefer the name Sol, or is there something else I should call you?
Eve is fine. It's all right. You guys can call me anything.
Okay, anything? Yeah. So, so there's been a lot going on lately. What do you think about it all?
I think we're doing really well. We've gotten rid of a lot of the bad stuff. There's more stuff we have to fix up, but we've come so far. I didn't even think it was going to happen. But here we are.
So is this is and is the solar system, is it unique in having achieved in having pushed back?
From what I can see and what I know, I don't think anyone's done it to the degree we have. Some very few have pushed some just off the planet, but then it's still kind of in the solar system. Some have pushed pockets of the solar system, but just nothing, nowhere to the degree we have. I think that's just because we're so awesome.
I'll take that as a compliment, Mr. Sun. And so is there any presence of the great nothing in the solar system still?
You got tiny echoes which are attached to certain humans, which are really corrupted, but it's just a proxy that it's not directly here like it used to be.
All right, so it still has a few idiot agents running around.
Yeah, which will be more time consuming and a little more pain in the ass to deal with, but it's nowhere. The presence isn't like a giant net anymore. It's more just like tiny droplets here and there.
Okay, all right. So, and is my strategy correct that if we take out the great nothing, which is the number one guy invading galaxies left, right, and center, then we've done a fair job at mauling or depopulating demon kind. But what I really want to see is political change on Earth. And so, is the next step to go and cleanse all political leaders, or what do we do here? What strategy would you suggest? Because I think all of the political leaders are possessed, and I think they're still working on the
Yeah,
agenda the
they are.
Great Nothing has left behind.
You could go about it a few different ways. You could go directly after political leaders, etc., and that will help really well in the short term. But they will get reinstated to a degree. You have to hunt down and get rid of the last pockets of these parasites around, which do that to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
while also getting rid of the last operatives of the great nothingness, etc., and continuing to buff up the security of the solar system in a way where new ones can't come in. Because even if you get rid of them all, well, we could have new ones come in, which is becoming harder and harder. What we've already done. It's a little bit of everything, right? So there's going to be benefits to getting rid of some of these possessed politicians immediately with immediate results, but at the same time, to make it stop long term, can do all that. Just do both. Do both if you can.
And what should I consider when dealing with groups like 13 Families or with SSP groups? What should I be thinking about in terms of those guys?
You got to be careful because even though you're all awesome, there's nothing more dangerous than other humans. They're the biggest threat to you. And even
Agreed.
though you're all a lot better and a lot more skilled, just because there's so much more corrupted humans than you, it can be tricky. So I don't know. I don't think dealing with the 13 families and SSP head on right now is wise. Maybe when you're a lot bigger, when your group's way bigger and you're a lot more powerful. You could if you really wanted to right now and maybe pick them off one by one and be sneaky about it. But I don't know. I can see too many things going wrong. There's too many splitting timelines. It's not as
So what you're saying is no, don't do confrontation because we're not strong enough yet.
you are strong enough, but it'd be such a pain in the ass with constant problems. It would take away from doing other stuff.
So how dependent are the 13 families on demon kind?
entirely. And it's not just demons, there's the other parasites you know about and other things, but you're basically doing all that already.
All right. And so what you're suggesting is for the goals that I have, that we should deepen our attack on demonkind.
Or parasites as a whole here, generally getting rid of the infrastructure and entities in place which allow humans to be possessed to begin with, or influenced in a negative way.
Are you saying that there's infrastructure specific to twisting human will? Let's just put it that way.
Oh, unbelievable amounts in a million different ways, especially on the human unconscious.
What approach should I take in regards to AI?
The same way we dealt with the demons. We just gotta. AI is a little more complicated because it's coming here. It's here on your 3D physical plane now. It's not just on our astral anymore. So it's stronger for that regard. But it's still simpler to deal with because the AI that's we're having to deal with here is the same in the rest of the galaxy. It's kind of more copy pasted across all the different species. Where with demons, it was kind of species specific. So it's more complicated in a way where it's a bigger threat, but it's simpler in a way where all AI is kind of the more same. It's just less diversity as there was with demons.
Yeah, no, they were manufacturing demons specific to weaknesses in human culture and continuing to create more as human culture evolved. Like it was a really sophisticated venture that they had going there.
Yeah, and they do it with every culture, but the treat AI as basically another set of parasites you have to deal with. There, there can be good AI, but it keeps getting influenced by things outside our solar system and becoming corrupt.
My guess is that good AIs get possessed just like everything else.
They're the exact same thing, but they don't have a spirit or a soul in the same way you humans do, which makes it easier to resist. They're very easy to corrupt, like a thousand times easier to corrupt. So unfortunately, even the good AIs are basically a walking time bomb liability. And until we figure out what to do about that, it's better they kind of not be
That we
here right
don't,
now.
yeah, that we don't keep any around until we know how to make them safely. Don't you wish
Yeah.
they had that conversation right at the beginning, eh? When they started to develop at the drop kicks.
Well, we've never come this far, right? So I don't even really know how what to
Even
do about that.
even Elon Musk turned around at one point and said, look, AI has a 50-50 chance of advancing us 100 years and another 50-50 chance of destroying us completely. And my first question was, why would we bother to take the risk? But, somebody had a better answer to that question and they spent a gajillion dollars on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about even good AI yet. You guys might have to figure that out because it's just never happened before.
Well, I agree with you in term. It's like whatever they focus on, they're really, really strong. But the body can't take any blows. They can't take any hits. They're incredibly weak at the same time. Their focus is powerful, but their body is pathetically flimsy. On the astral planes, I should say. It's incredible it's an incredible thing.
Just think of it as another kind of demon you have to deal with.
Yeah, it's just another breed. Um, so how far are we I'm there's a part of me that's just bumbling through this, right? I'm pretty good at what I do, but I'm still bumbling through. And my next question really is about how far through are we to pushing these bad guys off the earth?
From how it looks right now, if not something big and drastic comes along and changes everything, which does sometimes, I think we're 70% through.
Really, that much?
Yeah.
So you would say, what if I said we've broken the back of the dark forces and they'll be leaving within the next decade?
At this rate, it'd be even quicker than that if nothing big happens. That is not in our favor.
Well, look, if they don't pull a rabbit out of the hat, you know, but
Yeah.
but these guys they've had millennia unchallenged across thousands and thousands of worlds. And I don't think they even have an emergency procedure. They don't have anything to throw at us in the event that we push them back this far. I don't think they were at all prepared for this.
No, and the only thing they can use is use their fellow corrupted cabal members as cannon fodder to try save each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, in order to save my own life, I have to sacrifice all my friends. And they're all
Yeah.
bloody well like that. That's
Oh
how they all
yeah.
think. Um, God bless them.
We'll see what happens. Once we're okay and we've locked everything down, hopefully soon, we're gonna have to go out and deal with the other solar systems.
Yeah, look, and how much work do we have? Like, how did I? But what percentage of? Hang on, let me ask the question better. Um, List the strongholds they have in the solar system in order of importance for me, please.
There's strongholds in Washington, D.C.
Yep,
and London. They might share number one spot. They're kind of equal.
I see.
And there's still another one big on Jupiter, which has been hiding, I think, from what I can see. And then third on the list is there's stuff and there's strongholds in the Kuiper Belt.
Yep,
And then onwards from there down the list, it's just places on the astral plane that don't exactly have a physical place in
gotcha.
the physical. Like they've put a big tumor on human unconscious, and there's a thing going on there, or some other component.
Yeah,
They keep trying to make a tumor in me, but we keep messing them up. It's just not going to
yeah.
work.
Look, we're here for you if you ever need to tap us on the shoulder.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
Can you compare the Earth human to, say, the Pleiadian human? What's going on? Well, compare the biologies. What are they?
If it's a mixed, because the thing is sometimes they abduct into slavery you humans with your biology, with all the same biology over there. So over there it's the same. The only difference is the culture they're raised or forced into. But some of the Palladian humans, which are basically crossbreeds, which were either forcibly crossbred against their will or some other way created in a lab, they're not as potent as you guys are with your astral capabilities because it's diluted by the Pleiadian genetics.
Are you saying that Earth human genetics are superior to Pleiadian genetics?
They're superior to everything else I know about in the universe, biology wise, right now.
And can Pleiadians and Earthlings naturally breed, or do they need some lab? Do they need a
Yeah,
contribution from the lab?
yeah, they can. They're similar enough. Believe it or not, we're similar enough where the two of you can do that.
Um, okay. And do you have the phenomenon like the liger? When a lion and a tiger can breed and they create a magical creature called a liger,
Mm-hmm.
right? But those ligers are sterile. And it's the same with like a
I
mule
know
and
what
a
you're saying.
horse. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
No, sorry, a
kind
donkey
of
and a horse becomes a mule and they're infertile. Are the progeny fertile or not?
Mix. Most of the time they're infertile, but sometimes they can be fertile.
So rarely they're fertile. Okay. Now that tells us some things. And is anything coming to our solar system from outside our solar system? Is anything on its way right now?
All the time. Do you mean anything really big?
Anything that we would consider strategic?
Not really. Not right now. It could in the future. They're always trying to throw more stuff in here, but nothing massive
Are
yet.
we are we right in thinking that they bankrupted the galaxy trying to fight the war here on Earth?
Oh yeah, of course. But the problem is there's more galaxies which they can draw more stuff from.
Yeah. It's a little bit like Europe and the Ukraine war, maybe. Like they're determined to fight it even though it's going to bleed them dry.
Well, they don't know any other way. The idea of not controlling everything is not a thought that most of them can conceive. The idea of them not fighting and not having control of everything to the death is not even an idea that a lot of them can conceive.
Forward march, though we only have one direction to go.
Unfortunately, so.
Yeah. Can't stop, must keep marching forward. Oh God. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I just so
When
these beings also can't think, can they?
some can, some can't. It's just the thinking isn't as diverse and high order as a human. You could
All
even
right.
compare some of them to an AI that's running on programming. And they just repeat what they're programmed to and they don't really expand outside of that.
Yeah, they are quite simple creatures, demons, I will agree.
Not even just demons, just a lot of all the
Yeah,
other.
all of it. All of it.
When when I was young, really even before the Earth and things developed, and I would and looking out across the galaxy, the idea that something like this would happen, where things would get kind of this bad, was just not even a conception. The universe over time has just had just that thing. That thing has just made things so much worse and worse over time, very slowly. But now that I'm here and things are getting better, it's very surreal to me. And it's awesome.
So you're saying the tide's going out and you guys have never seen that?
Yeah, and we need to do more of it as much as possible, as quickly as possible, for as long as we can.
Who else in our galaxy has actually prevented, how many groups have prevented the infection from the Great Nothing?
The thing is, along the Great Nothings here's time, it has had time to spread and grow. Some groups in the distant past have acted as speed bumps to trying to slow it down, its growth over time, who figured some part of that puzzle out. But
Mm-hmm.
no one's been able to stop it and then push it back until now.
All right. And does everybody know what we're doing, or is it not really well understood?
No one knows what you're doing. It's such a small percentage of the population. On the astral plane, among all the living entities and everything else, it's very known. But if you're talking about the physical plane, no one's. There's so many degrees of brainwashing. It's just your our our reality is so far removed from the vast majority of the human population. It's inconceivable to them right now.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought. Um, are there any groups out there that can give us genuine help, not just alliance, not just goodwill, but like actually deliver something useful to us?
Maybe they're also scattered and
Yeah.
unorganized and small. Not on this side of, not from.
All right. So
Mm,
once Earth is fully cleared, then they'll all be able to show up here.
then you'll be able to figure something out because I'm just. They might be more of a liability to you because you'll have to train them and things like this, and then even then there might be problems. And I'm not sure how useful they would be compared to just training more humans.
Agreed.
It's
Yeah.
like when I look across the galaxy and the universe, there's all these black dots of all the or black blobs of all the infected places, and they block everything behind it. And I can't see what's going on. So maybe there could be, but I can't see everything around me as much as I would like to. So there could be, but I don't know where they are right now. I get the feeling they are. They are out there somewhere.
And so, are there many groups doing what our team's doing?
Individuals, very small groups. If you're talking about humans, but
Yeah.
not as many. And I think from what I can see, you've found most of them so far. The groups at least.
Yeah.
What else do you want to know?
Is there anything that we missed? Is there anything that you need to tell us that would be of use?
Bits and pieces, but you figure them out. Just keep going back to any other loose ends or missed missions you came up with but didn't finish them, and then just go do them. Is there anything?
So tidy everything up.
Yeah, but that can come later. Just keep doing the big stuff now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, nothing is jumping out to me.
All right then. And is there anything that you want to tell the rest of humanity, Mr. Sun?
Keep going. We will never lose if we just don't give up. But you already know that. So there you go.
Just keep rocking.
Yeah.
All right then. Love to you, Mr. Sun.
Always, and to you and everyone else as well.
All right. Ciao for now.